Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Warlord TV, another Tailgate Talk. In today's video, I want to talk about something that may help some of you, will definitely insult or hurt some of your feelings, all right? And, you know, I like to call them hard to swallow pills. A lot of people acknowledge them, don't like to. It's just too bad for them. Now, this will hopefully, if you listen, if you're open-minded and you can do self-reflection, this may actually help you a lot in your daily life, your relationships, especially you married couples or you engaged couples, or even those of you who are single and looking to start a life with someone. All right, now it's going to be a little bit preachy, but don't let that throw you off. Even if you're not into preaching, well, maybe that's part of the problem that you have in failed relationships and struggles that you're having, is that you've never actually taken the time to listen, to actually hear what is being said. So I encourage you to stick around, hit the like, thumbs up, all that stuff. Share this with somebody that you think might need to hear this. Now, what I'm going to say is going to be very, very counter to what you've been told every day, most of your lives. For most of you, I'd say the vast majority of you. And what I'm going to say is going to sound to the average person very, very misogynistic. Yes, misogynistic. But it is what it is. It's a hard to swallow pill. Now, for those of you who say, I'm not religious, or I've never really subscribed to religion. Well, I'm glad you're here, but at the same time, if you have that viewpoint that you personally are not religious, that's entirely up to you. But at the same time, you have zero credibility when it comes to saying how this country should be run, or what we need to do to fix this country. Because when you sit there and you actually think about it, the further our country has gotten away, because our country, whether you like it or not, facts count. Sky is blue, grass is green, and water's wet, as I always say. The fact is, our country was founded for religious purposes primarily, and by religious people. And the further we've gotten away over the past 75, 80, 100 years from religion, you can see the corresponding decline in our society and our civilization. So if you don't want to acknowledge that there's nothing I can do to help you, but it is a fact that you can see a direct correlation between people stepping away from religion, stepping away from God, turning their backs on God, and then the decline of our society, the moral decay of our society. Because at the end of the day, religion is simply rules to live by, things that you must do in order to be successful in life, all right, and in the afterlife. Now, I know some of you don't believe in that. That's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. If you actively say, I don't believe in this stuff, I don't want nothing to do with it, then you're automatically, by proxy, encouraging the decline. All right? It's the way it is. Now, for those of you who are still here, after that, let's talk about relationships and how things are going in our society. Now, I see a lot of people on Facebook, and it kills me. My sissy, I love you, sister. Love her to death. But she's one of them, and she gets a little butthurt when I say this. And if she watches this video, which she might, she'll send me a little text, a little frumpy face. But you'll hear all these women. I start with this right here. You hear all these women talk about how they're strong and independent, and men can't handle that. Well, sweetheart, you're not supposed to be strong and independent. You were designed to be part of a team. Gentlemen, you're part of the problem, gentlemen. You see, she's supposed to be a part of a team. You're supposed to be the quarterback. All right? Now, if you gentlemen out there, you young men or older men, aren't doing what you're supposed to do, and it's in the books. It doesn't matter which religion. Whether you follow Judaism, whether you follow Islam, whether you follow Christianity, the laws, if you actually take the time to read those three religions, the laws are basically identical, all right, because they're all Abrahamic religions. Now, if you read those, it tells you what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be a husband, all right? What is husbandry? Husbandry is to take care of the gardens, the crops, and the livestock, to take care of. Husbandry. To be a husband, you are to take care of your better half, as we like to say, your better half, your significant other, your partner, all right? Too many young men, too many of you are failing in that. A lot of people, it came up in a couple conversations over the past few days, a lot of people saying, well, it takes two, nowadays in America, it takes two people in a family to get by. No, it doesn't. They say, well, in America, no, it doesn't. Think about this. The poorest in our nation is wealthier than most in foreign nations. Trust me, you've been there, done that, got the t-shirts. It does not take two to raise a child to get a household by in this country. If you think it does, they've brainwashed you. They've made you think it does. They've convinced you to live beyond your means, to have a bunch of things that you want, not things that you need, things that you want. And therefore, they trap you. All right? You don't need all these things. I guarantee most of you, I could go through your home, your house, your apartment, wherever you reside, and eliminate half of your belongings, and you would be just fine. You don't need them. They're things that you want, but they're not things that you need. And everything that you want that is in your home, that is in your life, that you absolutely don't need, is money you've thrown away. Money is your time away from your family, is your time you've given to somebody else, that you've given away. So all those hours, which lead to weeks, which lead to months, which lead to years, that you've given away for random stuff, is time that you could have been more productive with your family and your finances. So I know a lot of people aren't going to like that. A lot of people are going to like it. You don't need the fancy house, the fancy car. I do not need this exact truck. I need a truck for work purposes, because I have focused, and because I made do with a $2,000 vehicle for several years, patching it up, keeping it running, to further stack. I can have something nice like this down the road. Did I want something like this 2-3 years ago? You're right, I did want it. I didn't need it. So, focus on your needs and your wants. Gentlemen, it is up to you. You are supposed to be the provider in your household. You are supposed to be the one out there figuring out how to get it done. If you've got, if you're having problems making ends meet, and some of you are, if you're having problems, if you're having problems making ends meet right now, if your wife or kids are going even slightly without, or struggling slightly because you don't have the income, don't be sitting your ass down watching football on Sunday. Don't be going out with your buddies. You need to, on Saturday night or Friday, you need to be out there hustling, doing whatever it takes. You need to be going out there collecting scrap. You need to be whatever, outside of your hours of work. Because, you know what, oh, well, I've got to work a 40-hour week. No, you don't. I got to work I work a 70-hour week. Well, good. Well, if that's not cutting it, then you need to figure out why and where the hell you're failing. Because lots of people can get by. My old lady don't work. My kid's mother doesn't work, has never worked. Now, we split up, but that was based off of religious reasons. She is a pagan. I'm not. All right? That was the primary breaking point. Did I make mistakes? Yes, I did, but I digress. Let's get back to how I'm living my life now and focusing on doing what the hell I'm supposed to do. Men, you need to step your game up. There is absolutely no reason that your woman has to go out and get a damn job. She already has a job. It says so right there in the book. Her job is to assist you. All right? Help take care of the kids. Help take care of the house. Taking care of a home is a full-time job. It is. So when you go out to work, she is taking care of our home. When you go out to work, you are making our money. So when the ladies, this one's for you. When you say, well, I need my own money, his money is your money. Gentlemen, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. It's reality. If you consider yourself a Christian, a Jew, a Muslim, whatever, one of those three, your money is her money. All right? She does her job, you do your job. Now, if you're going out, young man, and you're busting your hump, and you come home, and your house is a wreck, something's wrong, something needs to change, you need to sit down and have a conversation. But if you come home and everything's as it should be, you're following the track. You need to make sure she's pulling her weight, you need to pull yours. She's doing her side of the deal, of the bargain, you need to do yours. Ladies, part of it, especially the modern ladies, it's not your fault. You've been conditioned, brainwashed, literally brainwashed over the past 100 years to, well, I don't need a man. I can be independent, strong. Being independent does not make you strong. There is no I in team, right? Independent does not mean that you're strong. Independent isn't necessarily a good thing. If you call yourself a Christian, the last thing you should want to be is independent, because it violates a great many doctrines in Christianity. You're told in Genesis that you were made to be his helper. It tells you so many times throughout all the books for all three of the major Abrahamic religions that your job is to assist him. His job is to take care of you. Now, I know a lot of people aren't going to like that, but the modern feminist movement, swept through and got into the brain. The devil whispered in y'all's ears, made you think, well, I can. Yeah, you can eat the apple. You absolutely can eat the apple. Doesn't work out well. Same thing here. You've let the devil whisper in your ear, saying you can, and then you wonder why you keep going through these fucked up relationships with these loser men who don't follow the rules that they're supposed to follow. Well, you can't not follow the rules and expect to find someone who does. And if you do, you can't expect them to tolerate somebody who doesn't follow the rules. Now, yes, I sound very misogynistic, and that's how I live my life. That's how this is what Angel has to deal with. But you know what? I've overheard many conversations with her, especially her daughter. Her daughter is very strong-willed and independent, for the most part. and her daughter will call and complain about this or complain about that, about her boyfriend this or her boyfriend that, and Angel will say, I don't have anything to, you need to find a man like him, because I don't have anything to worry about. I don't have to worry about falling. He'll pick me up. I don't have to worry about needing this or needing that. I have everything that I need, because that's my job. Now, I know a lot of people aren't going to like that. It's going to hurt a lot of feminist feelings who, I can be strong and independent and godly and follow Christianity. No. You either follow the rules of Christianity, of Islam, of Judaism, or you don't. Someone who perpetually violates the laws, the rules. You can't call yourself someone who follows the teachings when you don't follow the teachings. Now, is everybody perfect? No. Are you going to have mistakes here and there? Yes. But you have to be trying to consider yourself one of those three. You have to be trying. You have to try to follow. Well, yeah. It says right in there. And here's a big one that people aren't going to like, especially the ladies. You are not his equal. You're not. Now look at this Thomas kid, that young man who's swimming against girls in college sports. Yeah, that's what you get when you're equal. Females are not equal to males. They're not. There are things that females can do. There are things that males can do. We are designed to complement each other. But if you call yourself a Christian, a Muslim, or a Jew, you're ordered in all three of those to submit to the man in your life, to your husband, whether you like it or not. There's lots of rules that I make that my kids don't like. No eating cookies at 10 o'clock at night. It's a rule. Why? Because it'll make them hyper. They won't be able to get to sleep. There's a reason for the rule. There's a reason for that rule too. All right? There's a reason why we used to be raised, a man should never hit a woman, because they're the weaker vessel, the weaker sex. The Bible says weaker vessel. Same difference. Vessel, weaker sex. Same thing. But nowadays, women want to act as if they are on par with men. Well, sweetheart, if you stand up, walk up to a man, take up a good stance and crack him in the jaw, you better hope you meet a beta male, because an alpha will crack you back. I'm just saying. Now, I don't condone that, but I also don't condone women thinking that they are on par or equal. All right? It's just the way it is. It's the rule. I didn't make the rules. I just followed the rules. And things go remarkably well when you do. Your life can literally change if you just say, you know what? I've been trying this for so long and it's been getting me fucking nowhere. Let's try this. Let's try what historically has worked. Because think of all the problems in society that we didn't have 50, 75 years ago, 80 years ago. Back when Christianity was everywhere in this country. All right? Whether you like it or not, the more religious a society, the better behaved a society. I can tell you, I've been to many places in the world. And when I was in Islamic countries, I really never had to worry, for the most part, not talking about Iraq or Afghanistan, other Islamic countries. I never really had to worry about being in danger. When I was in Dubai, in Qatar, in wherever, Bahrain, when I was in any of these countries, in Malaysia, I didn't have to worry about, was I going to get mugged? Do you know what they do to people who mug people? Because they follow biblical laws, religious laws. Bad shit happens. I didn't have to worry about, this or that. The same problems that you worry about here. Got to look around before you get out of your car. Ladies got to, unlock the door. Look around before you unlock your door. No, they still cut people's heads off in those countries. They still stone people in those countries. Yes, and their society, although typically matriarchal, tends to be what we as Americans say, man, I wish our country was still like this. Yeah? Go to some of these other countries. Go to Saudi Arabia. That country is not as different as you think it is. You go to Riyadh and walk through the mall, and you won't see hoochie mamas with their butt cheeks hanging out. You just won't. You won't see DUIs everywhere. You won't. And if somebody gets caught diddling a kid, bad shit happens to them. All right? Yes, there are negatives to those societies too, but not as bad as where we're headed. We are literal Sodom and Gomorrah, and we know how well that shit turned out. So, men, take care of your women. Women, listen to your man. Now I know, I posted a great meme. I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to put it right here so that everyone can see it. I posted this the other day just because I found it funny as shit. All right? Lot, woman, don't look back. Lot's wife, don't tell me what to do. God, turn your ass to salt. Should have fucking listened. All right. And yes, I'm raising my children the same way, even my daughter. All right. So I know this hurts some feelings, but it's a hard to swallow pill. You can't deny the degradation in our society coincides with the decline of religious followings in this country, and that's intended. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled off was convincing the world that he didn't exist. All right. And one quick thing. It's more difficult for me to believe that everything was created by nothing than everything was created by something. Think about that. Chew on that a little bit. All of you, thank you for coming to Warlord TV. I hope you enjoyed this Tailgate Talk. I know I'm going to get some comments. It is what it is. Hope you have a blessed day. Good night. God bless. To my baby sharks, Daddy loves you, and everything I do is for you. I'm out.